Watch this YouTube video in high-def 720p full screen for best viewing. This will be clip 3 in a series of how to process audio in Adobe Audition. Here I have a series of voices, two people talking, one high, one low. This is an excerpt from a dragnet. It's 8 seconds long, so it should be fair use. Let me play it for you.
Well, we got the whole enchilada. Takes 3 hours to drive up to L.A. Starkey was murdered at 4.
Okay, you can hardly hear the second person talking. Now let me demonstrate how I would use the effect of amplitude hard limiting. Let me explain hard limiting. Hard limiting looks at the audio, brings it up if it needs it, and doesn't touch it if it doesn't. It's at the maximum amplitude to bring everything up to -3. You can click this, you can drag it back and forth to what you want, and if you can just type it in if you like. Boost input. Gonna boost this area here by about 28 dB. I want to bring it up. I might even change that to 32 dB. The look-ahead time is the amount of time it takes to attenuate the audio before the loudest peak is reached. Release time is when it quits applying the amplitude. Okay, let's preview this.
Well, we got the whole enchilada. April 9th, 1 o'clock. Takes 3 hours to drive up to L.A. Yeah, Starkey was murdered at 4. Well, we got the whole enchilada.
Okay, let's look at the spectrum on this. Spectrum looks fairly clean. Let me grab it. Looks fairly clean, not a lot of distortion, no noise. This was recorded in a studio, of course. Let me go back to the waveform. Let me go Effects, Amplitude, Hard Limiting. We'll keep the settings we've set before, and we'll say OK. Here's how it boosted. Even in the area here, it boosted it. When I got to the low area, it boosted it by 30 dB. And it even boosted in here. Let's play it and see what it sounds like.
Well, we got the whole enchilada. April 9th, 1 o'clock. Takes 3 hours to drive up to L.A. Yeah, Starkey was murdered at 4.
There's a little distortion added in here because it brought up the levels in areas where the voice wasn't intended to be brought up, but it's not a really super smart filter. It's just a filter. Let me edit, redo. But it did bring it up, and let's listen to this area.
Well, we got the whole enchilada. April 9th, 1 o'clock. Takes 3 hours to drive up to L.A. Yeah, Starkey was murdered at 4. Well, we got...
Very acceptable. Let's look at the... You can see it added some distortion. Zoom full. This is distortion that was added by the... where it brought up the peaks. There you have it. Hard limiting. Hard limiting is the simplest of the amplitude compression tools. There are others like dynamics processing that I'll cover in the next tutorial. Thank you.